Okay, hello pupils. Today we're going to see more about chemistry, and here with us is Gonzalo Campillo, who is a master and is studying its PhD in Iowa. Hello Gonzalo, how are you?
Hello, Luis. It's good. I'm good. Really good. Nice. Thanks for inviting me to your program, to your channel. Nice to meet you, and I'm happy to be here in this interview.
Okay, thank you very much. And first of all, I have a little few questions for you because I'm interested in how a guy from Mexico in Iowa, many people want to know how it feels to be in Iowa, being a Mexican, and have a master's degree from Mexico and studying a PhD in Iowa. Can you tell me more?
Sure, Luis. So this is a really interesting question because it's a totally different environment. But I must tell that Mexico is a country with great talent. So students in Mexico, I think we strive to learn and to do real science. So in this aspect, I think we have a very good culture of learning and of research. And that transition from Mexico to the US, for me, I think it was really easy because science in Mexico is really high quality. And in the US, they really value that you really want to work, you want to learn, and want to do great. And that's what most of Mexican people have in common. They want to do their best. So I think it was really good, a good transition.
That's a really good answer because I know that many people that is watching us is like thinking about how can I could stay there in Iowa, or how can I get a PhD or a master's degree or bachelor's degree there in USA, you know, because many people have like some kind of many questions in their head. So do you have questions when you get there in Iowa, and if you have questions, how do you get over it? How do you get against it?
Yeah, Luis, I think that that's a very common thing for a lot of people, including me at some point.
Okay.
So I was really afraid to reach out to people, to send an email, to talk to professors from international universities. But I think we should really go for it. You know, if we're doing a research in a bachelor's degree or master's degree, and if we really see a person whose research interests us, which we can reach out through email, say, okay, I really like your research, and I would really want to do a PhD. Is there any possibility to do a PhD in your group? I think we should really reach out. If we have the chance, we can meet people at some congresses, symposiums, and that would be a really good moment to ask for the opportunity to do a PhD abroad.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's really interesting what you said, because in so many ways there are people that made some research here in Mexico, and they must know that you made a organic chemist, and then in Mexico the organic chemist must not be the same in USA like in here in Mexico, because in Mexico I think that it is not the development of that kind of research, and then you have to travel to another country to find what you are looking for, and to understand and to know many other kind of methods, right? To know more about methods. That's the thing, no? To develop
Right.
those kind of research.
Right. So that's correct, Luis. That's really interesting, Luis. I think one of our great assets as Mexicans is that we are really creative. So everyone that studies a master's degree, a bachelor's degree, and is doing experimental work, a PhD degree, know that we have to be creative to get good results in Mexico, because sometimes the equipment is limited, time is limited to do the experiments, and we have also the pressure from our boss to get results, right? So in Mexico, we have to be really creative to get results. And I think that's one of the things that if you want to do a PhD or to do some graduate studies in other country, I think they really value that creativity, that work that you put into your research in order to get results. I think as a Mexican, that's one of our great assets. Yeah.
Yes, because that's a very interesting thing that you are saying, because in other interviews that I have in my channel, in the Knowledge of Luis, but in Spanish, it's like many people told me that they are making its PhDs degrees on France or other countries, and all the people said Mexican students are very creative, and Mexican students can afford a lot of things in research. So I think that we are making a lot of good scientifics here in Mexico, good students, and even good research programs. But we miss some things as well, like some helping programs or something like that for Mexican people, and also we have to go outside and get those kind of help in many ways. But well, that's a good point. I think that you are telling a huge truth that is there in United States. Well, I have another question for you. What kind of things do you like most in your investigation, in your research? Sorry.
Right, my research. I really like um, that I can generate materials with improved properties from the knowledge that I've learned before. I think um, what I like about my research is that all the things that I learned starting from my bachelor's degree to my master's degree, and now in my PhD, I can use all of that knowledge to do something that nobody else has done. And that's something might be useful in the future for society. I think um, I'm a dreamer. I like to think that I can do something good for society, and I think that's what moves me to my science. Yeah.
That's pretty good. That's great, because it's kind of awesome if you can make research and new methods and new things to give to the society, like a science present, no, like a science gift.
Yeah, that's correct, Luis. For example, for some of us that have gone to congresses and symposiums, I really like going to visit those poster sessions, because from every poster that I visit, I learned a new story. So the student, I learned what's the motivation of the student, what's the motivation of that researcher to do something, besides the work, which is really interesting. But I know that it's what keep people moving, right? Like trying to make something and help society in that way. And I think this is the reason why science exists, just to make society better.
Yeah, of course, I'm agree with you, and I totally agree with you. Well, to finish this interview, I only want to thank you very much to give the time to answer this interview, and also to tell you again that here is the space when you can start like telling all these things about your your research, your job, your methods, and everything. So thank you very much for this interview, Gonzalo. It's a pleasure for me to get an interview with you.
Luis, thank you very much too. It's also a pleasure for me to be in your channel. I hope you really continue doing this work for science in general, to share that science is good, that science might be expensive, but it's really good in the long term. So I think people like you with these channels, with this ability to share what science is, in reality, it's really good.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Please let us know more about Iowa and all the things in another moment, and all about your research. Thank you very much. So we are going to.
Thank you, Luis.
So that's the end of this interview. Thank you very much. Here is the knowledge of Luis, las enseñanzas de Luis in Spanish. So give us a like and subscribe. See you.
Yeah, guys.